Hey y'all, it's Teresa with Scraps of Joy. I just wanted to share a start to finish video that I've done on a canvas that I made for my mom for her birthday. I'm starting off with a 12 by 12 pre-gessoed canvas, and I'm painting it right now with the Folk Art acrylic paint in the vintage white. Right here, I am making the stand for the dress form. I wanted it to be a three-dimensional wooden looking stand, so I took a plastic drinking straw and covered it with bamboo skewers using my hot glue gun. And then once I got the shape that I desired, I went ahead and cut it down with my Tim Holtz scissors and then just made sure it fit the dress form. For the pedestal of the dress form, I took a regular piece of cardstock and scored it with my score pal at every half inch, and now I am folding it to make it into a rosette. And here I am gluing it gluing the ends together to make the rosette. And I actually did make two rosettes so that I could have a stacked pedestal. For the dress form, it's one of the dress forms that you can get at the $1.50 spot at Michael's. I just cut it in half using an X-Acto knife and then gessoed it. And then right here you'll see I am gessoing the stand that I made using the bamboo skewers and the straw and just giving that a good coverage. And then I'm going to go ahead and gesso the pedestal that I made. I'm only going to gesso part of it because I will end up cutting it in half. For the wings, I printed out just a wing pattern on my printer, and then I did rolled book pages to form the wings onto that, and then attached them using hot glue and Fabri-Tac. And then right here is the pedestal that I cut in half, and then I kind of hollowed it out so that it will fit onto that base or the stand of the dress form. And here I have the fishtail banner that I made. I found a quote online and I printed it out on vellum paper and just cut it into the shape I desired, and now I'm using my Prima Distress tool to kind of rough it up a little bit and then straighten it out so it's not all bent up. Next you're going to see this is just kind of laying stuff out on the canvas, seeing where I want it to go. I learned a tip in watching Miss Liberty Miranda's videos, and that she lays her stuff out and takes a picture of it using her iPad, and I thought that was a great idea because I do like to lay my stuff out before I start coloring it, and then I typically forget where everything went. So I'm going to do that as well. Just getting some things together for my canvas. Some of the embellishments here are the Recollections wooden clocks that I want to use. And also I have some Arctic Cake charms that I've pulled out and a Michael's key that I'm going to use as well. And now I'm going to start grabbing some different things and just kind of laying them out on the canvas and see where I like the stuff to go. That is a Petaloo spray. It's Canterbury flowers or something like that. I can't remember the full name. I can put it in the description box below. I did get that at Tuesday morning, but I'm just going to cut that apart and put it in different places on the canvas, kind of shape it up a little bit. And here I'm grabbing some more I Am Roses, taking the stems off some. The I Am Roses flowers that I'm using for this, I'm using the R78s, the R77s, the R40s, and the R3s. And I have them all in white so that I can use my Lindy's to color them to the correct color. Okay, so right here I'm just continuing to lay out different elements for the canvas. There's a stick pin that I made, just using different beads that I've purchased in different stores. Laying out the I Am Roses. I'm also putting out the Arctic Cakes on there. The cameo is a cameo that I made from the Martha Stewart mold set that has the air dry clay. Um, these are the butterflies from Recollections, the wooden embellishments. They're just great fillers for any canvas or page that you do. Coming up is a tile that I made right here. It's a glass tile. I got the idea from Bona. I just purchased a sheet of the 12 by 12 sheet of 1 by 1 tiles and then cut them apart and adhered paper with glossy accents on it and then covered it with glossy accents. And they just turn out really pretty. I just took a picture of the layout with my iPad so that I can remember where everything goes. And I had to turn my camera angle so I could get a better picture of it. And then coming up right now, I'm just gathering some of my Lindy stamp gang so I can start spraying the different embellishments and adding color to my canvas. The first thing you're going to see is I will be spraying the wings of the dress form, and I am using the Royal Peacock Fire and the Royal Amethyst Fire. Alright, what you'll see is here are the wings, the Royal Amethyst Fire. It's a glitz spritz, so it just adds the sparkle without adding the color. And these two colors are the colors that Lemore used on one of her Ustream video tutorials that she did, and they are absolutely gorgeous. I think actually the day after I watched that Ustream show, I went and ordered them from Lindy's. They're just beautiful colors, bright purples and turquoises, and I just loved them. After I'm done spraying the wings with the glitz spritz and I get them dry, I do add some of the Tim Holtz Distress ink in the vintage photo to the ends of the wings just to give them a bit more depth to them. And then here I'm just taking some tulle and I am covering it or spraying it with the Cotton Candy Pink just to give it that nice pink. It's going to be the tutu of our dress form. And I have about 4 pieces of it, and I'm just scrunching it up to get the color worked in. And then they have the stand and the pedestal for the dress form, and that is the dark chocolate truffle. And I'm going to give them each 2 coats. I'm going to spray them and then heat set them and then spray them again. And it gives it a really nice dark chocolate color. And just a little tip, the one thing I noticed with the pedestal, after hot gluing it together and then spraying it, and then heat setting it, it caused the hot glue to obviously melt a little bit, and it did misshapen the pedestal, so that caused a little trouble when I was putting it together. So you might want to color it first. Next is a dress form, and I'm using my absolute favorite, which is the Opal Sea Oats on it, and I'm spraying it and then heat setting it in between each spray so that I can get that speckled look across onto the dress form. It's just a beautiful gold that has the opal undertones. It's my absolute favorite. I'm gonna have to order more because I use it almost everything. But here I'm just like I said, spraying it, heat setting it, spraying it, turning it, just to make sure that I do get an even coat on it. And actually this lace I don't end up using at all. I'm going to give her some clothes now, and I've taken the tulle and I've threaded it with some wire, that way it's easily wrapped. I'm putting the bodice of her outfit on right now with some guy pear lace that I cut down the sides to kind of act as a, well, like a shirt so that it fits tightly. And then here I'm just taking some pleated lace from Hobby Lobby, and that's going to be her base skirt, and just wrapping it around and adhering it. And then I'll adhere the pink tutu part with the wire that I can just easily wrap. It just saves time so you don't have to worry about sewing it on. And then I'm going to take some pearls and wrap it around her waist to make a belt around, and then take the extra pearls and I form a necklace, which I don't show in this part. Next, I'm using the Clam Bake Beige in the color shots, and I'm going to use that to paint the appliques that I have right here, and I'm just applying it with a paintbrush. And I will also use it to paint some of the flowers as well. And here I'm just roughing up a little bit of the butterflies because I'm getting ready to spray the butterflies. And I'm going to be spraying those with the amethyst, the royal amethyst, and the royal peacock fires. And it just, like I said earlier, just adds such beautiful color to them. And then this is some of the Art of Cake charms and the metal key. I'm just adding gesso just to kind of distress it a little bit. That tile again, gesso, and then the metal or the wooden clock from Recollections, just to give it. And here you'll see I'm just adding on some more of the embellishments. Just adding the different flowers, and of course always referring back to my iPad to make sure that I'm putting them in the right spot. So just to speed things up a little bit, the rest of the video is just me adding back the elements on. And I did add a couple of things. I added some lace at the bottom just to ground it a little bit because that was missing. But this is my very first start to finish video, and I really appreciate y'all taking the time to watch it. And I will have a link to my blog below. Thanks, y'all.